Rampart community, we will start our ceremony in about 5 minutes to let families trickle in through security. We have a little bit of a backup. Just want to get everybody here as much as possible before we start. The band will play on. Thank you to the Rampart High School graduation band for their accompaniment tonight. They're a big deal. Let's give them a round of applause. Families, friends, students, and most honored guests, please stand and remove your hats except graduates so you can leave your mortarboards on for the presentation of colors by the Rampart High School Air Force JROTC and our national anthem performed by Sensations. Welcome. With the exception of the faculty standing in the front of the stage, you may now be seated. Good evening. Welcome to the Rampart High School commencement ceremony for the class of 2019. I am Pete Alvarez, principal of Rampart High School, and it is my honor to be with you tonight and declare the Rampart High School 2019 commencement ceremony begun. Tonight, I would like to recognize Miss Beeger. Miss Beeger, if you could step forward, please. Miss Beeger graduated from Colorado State University, Fort Collins, with a degree in math in the spring of 1985. The following August, she began her teaching career in Boulder Valley School District, and later moved on to teach in Pueblo before taking off several years to start a family. In the fall of 2003, Miss Beeger began teaching here at Rampart High School and has been here ever since. Over the years, people have asked Ms. Beeger why she chose to become a teacher. The reason is twofold: her love of math, but more important, her love of people. It was not about having the summers off, it was about following a calling. For the duration of her career, it has been a joy for her to go to work because of her students. In fact, Ms. Beeger reports that it has rarely felt like work. She has often said that she gets to do what she loves, and she gets paid for it. She is grateful for the many lessons that her students have taught her over the course of her career, and she says, "I have learned so much more from them than they ever learned from me." Thank you, Ms. Beeger, for your dedication and service to Rampart High School community, and I wish you the best in your retirement. Please help me honor our distinguished educator. I would like to take this moment to recognize and thank all the teachers, counselors, and support staff who have helped the class of 2019 reach this point today. Their dedication to education, the art of teaching, and to contributing to the growth of these young adults is without equal. They do what they do because of their love of students and knowing that Rampart students are amongst the best and brightest. On behalf of the Rampart administration, parents, and students, I thank each of you for your dedication and service to Rampart High School. You have made a difference for students in and out of the classroom. Rampart faculty, you are now invited to please take your place on the floor with our seniors for the commencement exercises honoring the class of 2019. Should be. Photographer.
What?
Photographer.
They were informed to show up. Okay.
All right. Okay. And now for a bit of break with our tradition, which does not appear in your program. Some of you may already know that the Rampart High School women's varsity soccer team, woo! Through their hard work and dedication to the sport, have enjoyed a very successful season to date. This past Friday night, they won against Windsor and remain undefeated to play tonight in the 5A quarterfinals at 8 p.m. against Arapahoe. Therefore, it will now be my honor to graduate several of the senior members of the team and then release them to prepare for their match. Ladies. Veronica Raquel Botto. Come back around.
Come back up. Come back up.
Picture time, sorry.
All right. Thank you.
Lynn Calloway.
It's fine.
Ariana Marie Colella. Haley Ann Crapo. Jade Nicole Kinsey. Kaitlin Nicole Wilcox. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. I now give you Senior Class President and your Student Body President, Ethan Meyer and Brandon Flewelling.
Hello everybody, and once again, welcome to the Rampart Class of 2019 graduation. My name is Brendan Flewelling, and I am the Student Body President.
And that would make me Ethan Meyer, Senior Class President.
Class of 2019, first and foremost, congratulations, you made it. And tonight is a celebration of you, as well as the people who have helped you get here. Family, friends, faculty, and loved ones. Thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate the class of 2019.
Seniors, at the beginning of the year, we asked you to do 3 things. First, we asked you to give your all in everything you did, and you definitely did that. On the field, your athletic teams won a state championship in girls swim and dive, as well as multiple league championships in football, volleyball, girls soccer, girls track and field, and more. Past athletics, your commitment to excellence in all facets of life has led to incredible accomplishments. You were accepted into trade and vocational schools. You received appointments to military academies and offers of admissions to multiple Ivy League schools and other prestigious universities. And as a class, you earned a total of over $1 million in scholarships.
Second, we ask you to be bold and try something new. From new sports and clubs to new classes, many of you tried something new, took risks, and ended up finding new passions and new families.
And finally, we asked each of you to be there for one another. We believe it is within this pursuit that Rampart distinguishes itself from other high schools. Simply put, Rampart, including the students, parents, faculty, and more, is a community. Your support for one another has led to setting a new national record for the amount raised in a year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, as well as raising a total of over $300,000 for cancer research.
Apart from our accomplishments, we've learned a lot along the way. The first and most important lesson we learned was to not smuggle chickens into school. But if you do decide to go rogue Old McDonald, just don't put the chicken in your backpack. It will not go well. Secondly, we've learned that grilled cheese tastes better in a church. We don't know if this is because the food is blessed, but lunches on Thursdays will not be the same without grilled cheeses.
We've learned a lot about people. Rampart High School taught us that surrounding yourself with great people only makes you better. Fortunately, at Rampart, that's not hard to do. The faculty is comprised of inspiring teachers and staff whose dedication to their students is unparalleled. The senior class is full of insanely talented individuals that strive for greatness. From arts to athletics, from volunteering to academics, our class does it all.
We've had so many memories at Rampart that have given us pure joy, experiences where when we think back, only make us smile. Whether it's bonding with teammates through torturous conditioning, feeling an overwhelming sense of community at Bald for Bucks, singing and dancing on stage with people that feel like family, or just being plain goofy with friends. I hope that all of you would have memories like this. Although our time at Rampart has ended, and a lot of us may have mixed emotions, I hope that even though the final buzzer is sounding, the curtains are closing, the last hugs are being given, and we won't get to see our administrators rap Ice Ice Baby anymore, The people at Rampart have given us a home, and the stories that we remember and the experiences that we've shared will live on. When we come back for a reunion, even though the school walls will feel smaller and the people may be taller, the memories will never change.
To friends and family, thank you for believing in us unconditionally and dealing with our attitude. Mom, Dad, I love you.
I love you too, Mom and Dad.
To teachers and mentors, thank you for guiding us and putting up with our procrastination. And to our fellow classmates, thank you for the memories.
We never really knew that a school could actually teach you so much. Going forward, we ask you only 3 things. Give your all in everything you do. Take risks to find your passions, and be there for one another.
From now on, wherever you go and in whatever you do, you take Rampart with you. Think about that one, Rams, and have a good life.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Ethan. Welcome to the 37th annual commencement exercise of Rampart High School. Please let me begin tonight by thanking the Air Force for providing us access to this wonderful facility. And please let me extend a great debt of gratitude to all those who bravely serve or have served in all branches of our military, especially those who are currently deployed. If I could please ask our staff members who have served in any branch of the military and any member of the audience currently serving who are veterans to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Now it is my honor to introduce the distinguished group who joins me on stage tonight. First, Ms. Tracy Johnson, President of the Board of Education. Mrs. Karen Reynolds, Vice President of the Board of Education and Rampart High School Liaison. Mr. Thomas LaValle, Board of Education Director. Mr. Glenn Strebe, Board of Education Director. Mr. Doug Lundberg, Board of Education Treasurer. Colonel Troy Harding, United States Air Force Academy Liaisons to the Board of Education. Dr. Mark Hatchell, Superintendent of Academy School District 20. He called 3 snow days in a row this year. Come on. Mr. Tom Gregory, Deputy Superintendent and Chief Financial Officer. Dr. Jim Smith, Assistant Superintendent for Administrative Services. And I would just like to take pause and actually thank Dr. Hatchell for his service and wish him the best in his retirement this year. Thank you, Dr. Hatchell. Your Rampart administrative team, seated here behind me, Ms. Tracy Cormany, Assistant Principal. Mr. Kyle Chamberlain, Assistant Principal. Ms. Deirdre Mostica, Assistant Principal. Absent from the stage this evening is Mr. Andy Parks, who's over at the D20 Stadium helping prepare for our soccer game. Everything changes but change itself, and everything flows and nothing remains the same. You cannot step twice into the same river. for other waters and yet other things go flowing on ever. Heraclitus said that. He's a famous Greek guy. Parents and guardians, I have no doubt that you can remember your child's first day of elementary, middle, and high school. If you were to close your eyes right now, you could remember different moments of their youth. You could engage with them at different stages, at different places, on a road of memories that make your heart enrich soul. No doubt being a parent is an exhausting, emotional exercise, but here you are tonight, having realized the change from kindergarten parent to parent of a Rampart graduate. I had one of those years where big change seemed to happen on the regular. It got to the point where each morning I wondered what the day would take me. What surprise was lurking around the corner waiting to pounce? It all started last summer, and instead of taking up skydiving, motorcycle riding, parkour, paragliding, or any other Bear Grylls type activity, I chose to start power weightlifting as my midlife crisis activity. Yeah, it was good for a little bit and reminded me of my 20-something rugby player self. I made the trip to Lifetime with dedicated frequency and quickly incorporated squats, leg press, power cleans, and deadlifts into my workout. Now remember, this was my midlife crisis, so I had to sprinkle in some stupidity at some point. And so one day at the gym, I was feeling particularly cocky and felt like it was time to see what this 45-year-old body had left in it. After slapping on a couple of extra plates beyond what the reasonable me knew would be a sane, manageable weight, I had that self-motivation conversation with myself just about when you're ready to do something stupid. You know, you got this, man, be strong like bull. That person over there just did it. You did twice this weight in 94. You get the picture, right? So I lifted that weight, felt a slight strain, heard a weird popping noise, felt some mild discomfort, followed by real pain, and yada yada. Next thing I know, my wife's driving me to the surgeon who would be performing my double hernia surgery. Yeah. So, as fate would have it, I soon found out that my surgeon was also a Rampart parent. And I suddenly began invoking the protections of various patron saints that I had learned about in my youth, that this was not a parent I had in any way upset. Surgery went fine, but the fact remained that physically I was a long ways away from my 20-something rugby days. Shortly before my surgery, my son also decided for the second time that college was not his thing, and he decided to enlist in the U.S. Navy. Yeah, go Navy, an Air Force facility, sorry. It was a struggle for me to get my head around it, and I talked to various staff members who had been in military service, trying to get my head around what it meant for him, me, our family. See, my son is not just my son, he's also my best friend, fishing partner. He's a gender balancer in a household with strong women, and he's just damn fun to be around. I feared the change that would come when I could not see or talk to him every day. The first thing I learned about military is that they don't commit to hard and fast dates or times. There's lots of waiting around, and they are strong believers in very short notices. Also, the boot camp videos we watched together were a lot of shouting and push-ups that seemed to be the primary instructional and motivational methods used to communicate with new recruits. Up until this point, the only adults who had yelled at my son were his mom, his sister, Miss Brubaker, Miss Bryant, Miss McMaster, and me. In the weeks before his departures, I tried to give him as much advice as possible until finally giving into the fact that the world he was entering was beyond my reach of control, and acceptance of a new reality would be best moving forward. He finally made it to boot camp in December, and in the words, "Thank you for your service," would begin to take on new meaning for me. So if having a Rampart parent literally cut me open and then dropping my son off at MEPS in Denver to start military service was not life-changing enough, my daughter decided to find her first real high school boyfriend. So when I say real boyfriend, I'm talking about the kind that drives a sporty little Audi, plays varsity football, takes your daughter skiing, and is just months away from starting college. My position as Uber driver for movie pickups and Dutch runs had been eliminated. Part of me longed for both of my kids to be small again, relying upon and protected by me in a way that I knew no longer possible. A part of me was suffering from the good old day type mentality. So faced with this uncomfortable change that I could not control, I decided I needed to start making some decisions to wrangle control back into my life. I started by adopting a black lab puppy named Steve. My early mornings were now spent feeding, potty training, playing fetch, and mandatory cuddle sessions before I headed off to work. He pretty much became my therapy dog for a while. I decided to stop shaving and made this beard a new midlife activity that I felt was safe enough. And a few months after surgery, I returned to the gym, having let go of my Olympic weightlifting dreams, and I found yoga, stairs, and a reasonable weight resistance program for myself. Finally, I came home one day, flipped through all 789 cable stations that you get, found nothing of interest to watch, and decided to cancel cable. I started reading more, and I began to watch Netflix documentaries on the regular. I came across a series that I began to binge watch called Chef's Table. In one episode, I learned the story about executive chef Mashama Bailey, a black woman, and Jono Morisano, a white man, that opened the Gray Restaurant in a formerly segregated Greyhound bus terminal in Savannah, Georgia. It was not so long ago that business partnerships such as theirs would not be possible. Mashama would not even be allowed to use the front door of the building that now housed their restaurant. The good old days would have made the possibility of creating and serving wonderful food to all people in one space impossible. Mashama did insist that throughout renovations, signs of segregation remained in the updated 1938 Art Deco space. She felt it was important to not erase the memory of what was once an acceptable way of thinking. The story resonated with me, and I found myself back on the stairs at Lifetime, listening to Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti in its entirety, contemplating the impacts of change in time. While we often cling to the way things were, or we need to embrace the things that can be through a realization of growth, progress, open-mindedness, and a better future for all humanity. The cost, of course, is that some of the things we once held dear become artifacts and no longer are part of the equation. Perhaps the greatest cost is that in the blink of an eye, our children stop being children in our world exclusively and become active parts of a global society. In reevaluating the changes that overwhelmed me this year, I began to have a new perspective on what my new normal was. Seeing my son graduate from Navy boot camp was one of the proudest days of my life. In his 20 years on this earth, I have never seen him stand taller and carry himself in a way I had always hoped he would. Tears rolled down my face when I put my arms around him for the first time since going to boot camp once Liberty was called at graduation, as I knew I was hugging my son as a man, not a boy, for the first time in my life. I will worry about him every day when he deploys on the USS John P. Murtha this June, but I know he has found his way, and I have found acceptance. I have actually come to really like the boy in the sporty little Audi, and I could not have asked for a better first boyfriend for my daughter. He is kind, compassionate, caring, makes me laugh, and he embodies the best of this generation that stands in front of me tonight. He enjoys my cooking. He counts Simon and Garfunkel Concert in Central Park amongst his favorite albums, and he doesn't mind when Steve jumps on him or rips holes in his sweatshirt. As far as Steve is concerned, potty training is complete for the most part, and mandatory cuddle time still happens every morning, although now he weighs 70+ pounds. In fact, we've pretty much started a bromance that I hope lasts a long time. And while I hope to not have surgery anytime soon, if I do, I will make sure that my surgeon is smart enough to send their kid to the best school in the state of Colorado. Absolutely. Class of 2019, one thing that will never change is my love for you and the memories that you have traced on my heart and my soul. All the best, and I beg you to start realizing the change you can be in this world immediately. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're at large? Yeah. Okay.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker.
The number 2019, at first glance, appears to be rather insignificant. Just a minuscule, meaningless point in time, completely indistinguishable from any number that precedes or follows. However, upon further review, the number 2019 can be broken down into two significant figures. 2019. The year 2000 is significant because it marks the beginning of a brand new millennium. We are the first class to graduate whose entire class was born in the 21st century. Our class appeared 19 years ago at the turn of the century, the same time as astounding innovations like the Bluetooth earpiece, automatic hand dryers, and USB flash drives. We belong to a phenomenon nicknamed Generation Z. In a few simple words, Generation Z is a group of kids who have grown up to be phone-addicted and media-obsessed sheep. We are synonymous with YouTube, Wikipedia, and Facebook. On a more serious note, Generation Z is said to be kinder and more sensitive than any of their antecedent generations. They were nicknamed the Philanthro Kids because 76% of them are reportedly worried about the planet and 60% want their work to make a difference. Kids of the 2000 era could best be described as kind and caring. Now the number 19. 19 is an odd integer. Okay, whatever. But it's also a prime number. A prime number meaning it's only divisible by 1 and itself. 19 is significant because it's indivisible. It is unbreakable, it is strong, and it is resilient. As the class of 19, we're significant because we too are indivisible, unbreakable, and resilient. So if 2000 is representative of kindness and sensitivity, and 19 is representative of resilience, 2019 is a combination of the two. To use one of Mrs. Brubaker's favorite literary devices, the number 2019 is a juxtaposition of the numbers 2000 and 19. It's a fusion of caring to resilience. Our class is quantified as the integer 2019. The number 2019 is qualified as a blend of kindness and strength. Our class, quantified by 2019, is qualified as both resilient and compassionate. 2019 is not just a number or a meaningless data point. If 13 years of liberal arts style education has taught me anything, it would be that we are only aimless, meaningless sheep if we choose to be. You can make a difference. You do matter. You can be kind and resilient. So, choose to make a difference. Choose to be strong. Choose to be irrepressible. Thank you. At this time, it is my honor to introduce Rampart Sensations under the direction of Miss Melanie Reef, who will be performing Unclouded Day.
Oh, the land of cloudless days.
Thank you so much. It is now my pleasure to introduce Academy School District 20 Superintendent Dr. Mark Hatchell. Dr. Hatchell started his teaching career as a student teacher at District 20's Air Academy High School. In 2007, he was named Superintendent of District 20, and after 12 successful years, Dr. Hatchell will be retiring at the end of this year. If you ask any student in the crowd what the job of the superintendent is, the main priority is, of course, to call snow days. I know I speak on behalf of the entire class of 2019 in saying thank you for all the snow days this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Academy School District 20 Superintendent Dr. Mark Hatchell.
And my reception and clap is louder this year because of all the snow days. I can tell that. Thank you for the kind introduction. I appreciate it. I want to personally thank Brandon Flewelling, who's been on my student advisory committee for the past 2 years. And let me first say on behalf of my bosses, the Academy 20 Board of Education, congratulations to the class of 2019. It's amazing when I look around the crowd, I see so many friends here. Quick congratulations to my friend Mike Miles. His son Anthony's graduating. Lori Uddenberg. Her daughter Julia's graduating. Will Timby, his son Ethan, is graduating. A special congratulations to my good friend and Assistant Superintendent David Peak and his wife Charity. Their daughter Jordan is graduating tonight. Now, Dr. Peak, I'm not used to seeing you without your suit coat on. Yeah. But he's from Montana, so he's probably really warm tonight. This morning, I was sitting at the kitchen table with my son Mike, and I told him today I was speaking at the graduation speech for Rampart, and I asked him what I should talk about. And he said, "Well, Dad, perhaps you should talk about the importance of planning ahead." Now, these are exciting times we live in, but also times of great change, and I always smile to myself when I hear the students say, the struggle is real. Whether it's having to get up for school at 7:45 a.m., or having to do homework, or not knowing someone's cell phone number, I've heard that phrase, the struggle is real. I once had a student tell me, "You don't understand how real the struggle is, because you're not that young and you probably don't even text." Now let me tell you when the struggle was real, when I was in high school. Do you know back then, if you wanted to change the channel on the TV, you actually had to get up and change the channel? In my day, high definition was getting the rabbit ears just right, and we didn't have 200 channels. We had 3. And PBS, which really didn't count. In those days, the struggle was real. And you're not going to believe this. Our parents made us walk or ride our bikes to school. The struggle was real. I didn't have a PlayStation 4 with high-definition graphics, realistic audio, and vibrating wireless remote. We had Monopoly. I didn't have streaming music either. We had 8-track tapes. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy finding just the right color leisure suit to match your date's dress and to disco dance in platform shoes. In my day, the struggle was real. To drive, you had to learn how to use a clutch and stick shift. And to ski, you had to go up the mountain holding on for dear life to the T-bar. And we didn't have a really nice superintendent. We went to school if there were 4, 5, 6, 14 inches of snow. As a matter of fact, I never got a snow day. The struggle was real. And there was no Find My Friends app. Parents kept track of us by calling their friends. And trust me on this one, that was tough, especially if you were like me and your dad was a principal and your mom was a teacher. The struggle was real. In all seriousness, I think I know and understand many of the challenges you have. You live in a complex, interconnected world that never rests, with pressures that are unimaginable in my day. If you remember anything I say today, remember this: take care of yourself, have resilience, know that today's problems are just a blip on the screen years from now. Seniors, as you go up on your jersey, seize the moment. Commit to not living a small life. Take that moment, take a hard look at what you do if you had to do it all again. On behalf of the nearly 30,000 students and staff in Academy District 20, best wishes and God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Hatchell. Good evening, class of 2019, friends, family, and colleagues. It's my distinct privilege to now draw your attention to the academic achievements and other distinctions of our graduates. The Board of Education and the district and Rampart administration would like to recognize those students whose parent or parents are currently or at some time during their high school career deployed in service to our nation. These students are wearing a red, white, and blue cord. Would those students please stand? Students wearing a blue cord, please stand. The blue cord is indicative of those students having participated for at least 3 years or more in ROTC. Students wearing a red cord, please stand. These students have each earned straight A's at Rampart High School over the course of 7 consecutive semesters. Students wearing the NHS gold and blue cord, please stand. Students wearing the gold and blue cord are inducted members of and have completed the requirements for membership in the National Honor Society. Students wearing the red and gold cord, please stand. Students wearing the red and gold cord are inducted members of and have completed each of the academic requirements for membership in the Spanish National Honor Society. Students wearing the red, black, and gold cord, please stand. These students wearing the red, black, and gold cord are inducted members of and have completed each of the academic requirements for membership in German National Honor Society. Students wearing the blue and white cord, please stand. Students wearing the blue and white cord have completed the requirements for membership in the Distributive Education Clubs of America. Students wearing the silver and light blue cord, please stand. Students wearing the silver and light blue cord have completed the requirements for long-term inclusion in Future Business Leaders of America. Students wearing the purple cord, please stand. Students wearing the purple cord have completed the requirements for RHS Journalism and Yearbook. Students wearing the blue and gold thespian cord, please stand. Students wearing the blue and gold cord are inducted members and have completed each of the academic requirements for membership in the International Thespian Society. Would students wearing a white cord please stand? These students have been active participants in and completed the requirements of the AVID program, Advancement via Individual Determination. Students wearing a white IB stole, please stand. Students wearing the white stole have participated in and fulfilled the requirements of the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program in both grades 11 and 12. Students wearing gold collars, please stand. Students wearing the gold collar are our honor graduates, having achieved an overall GPA of 3.8 or above over the course of 7 semesters. Hot in here. It's next my pleasure to present this year's valedictorians and salutatorians. When I read your name, you stand up. The International Baccalaureate valedictorian is Adena Chen. Adena is joined here this evening by her mother, Hope Ju, and father, Jack Chen, and her sister, Jessica. Aunt and uncle, Dr. Rachel Ju and Aaron Chen, as well as Uncle Peter Ju and cousin Hao. Teacher Sandra Volatich and swim coach Mike Doan, as well as friends Jake Frizella, are also here on her behalf. In her years at Rampart, Adena swam for RHS as well, having participated in swim at the club level. She was active in Future Business Leaders of America, National Honor Society, and Rams Guiding Grizzlies. She was a teen court volunteer as well as a representative for District 9 on the Colorado Youth Advisory Council. Adena will be attending Massachusetts Institute of Technology and major in either interdisciplinary computer science, molecular biology, or computation cognition. I have to apologize for falling all over my words. There's a delay, and I'm not sure if what I'm saying and what you're hearing, it's very weird. I apologize. Adena is in receipt of an Air Force ROTC Type 1 scholarship, and her future plans include the procurement of a graduate degree and service as an officer in the United States Air Force. Tonight's valedictorian is David Gao. Here to celebrate tonight with David are his parents, Frank and Jenna. In his time here at Rampart, David participated in National Honor Society, Future Business Leaders of America, Key Club, men's tennis, and was concurrently enrolled in Pikes Peak Community College in their cybersecurity program. David is in receipt of the Joseph A. Sewell Award and reports that he will attend CU Boulder and major in computer science. The International Baccalaureate Salutatorian is Vanessa Addison. Vanessa celebrates her graduation tonight with her parents, Heather and John, her grandmothers, Diana and Diane, her Aunt Mia, friends, and chemistry mentor, Sandra Vuletich. In her 4 years at RHS, Vanessa has been part of both cross-country as well as track and field, National Honor Society, Sources of Strength, Future Business Leaders of America, and the IB Diploma Program. Vanessa has also been a peer tutor for biology, chemistry, and Spanish, a hospital volunteer, and a part of the City Council Green Energy Partnership. Vanessa was also named the Young Champion Ambassador for the U.S. Olympic Committee, representing Team USA internationally. Vanessa will attend the University of Arizona and major in either biology or chemistry with minors in Spanish and public health. She intends to pursue medical school following her undergraduate pursuits. Vanessa is the recipient of a scholarship from the Young Women in Science Foundation and World Health Young Scholars, as well as being the recipient of a full-ride academic scholarship to the University of Arizona. The salutatorian is Abigail Wolverton. Abigail this evening is joined by her parents, Mona and Rob, her uncle Ken, and grandmothers, Jan and Josie. Over the course of her high school career, Abigail participated in the National Honor Society, Women's Varsity Volleyball, Link Crew, Young Life, and went on mission trips to LA and Ecuador. It is Abigail's intention to attend Whitworth University. She is still contemplating her major area of study. Abigail is the proud recipient of the Heart and Mind Scholarship. And now Mr. Alvarez and Mrs. Reynolds. Whoops. My bad. We are now going to hear from our valedictorians. We'll begin with Adena.
Good evening, class of 2019. First off, I'd like to thank God, my family, teachers, school and district administration, swim coaches, and friends for everything, including the opportunity to speak before you today. Frankly put, I could not have survived my education without you, which is a common sentiment amongst Rampart students. Thank you, class of 2019, for creating an empowering community that has set precedents for future classes to follow. And a special shout out to the extraordinarily unique, awesome DP family. I wouldn't change the experiences that I've had with you guys for the world. For this speech, Miss E advised that the best way to convey a message is to connect with an audience through personal experience, to which the listeners may associate their own stories. So I hope sharing my perspective with you prompts thoughts of your own experiences in confronting intimidating situations, which have in turn provoked personal growth and discovery. To phrase it concisely, zippity zori, here's my story. One of my most defining memories is when I learned to swim in the deep end, the bottom an unfathomable 10 feet down. 5-year-old me feared the possibility of a sinister beast that lurked in the water. I mused that perhaps my sister, who was treading water easily, could distract this monster as bait while I learned to conquer the depths. Yet I still couldn't overcome the fear that prevented me from jumping in. Somehow, in a way unbeknownst to me, I ended up in the deep end, swallowing unsavory amounts of chlorinated pool water. To this day, I am not sure if I accidentally slipped in, jumped in of my own accord, or if someone pushed me, which if that was the case, only my dad and my sister were with me. So I guess I can only thank them now, but at the time there were definitely vindictive feelings present. But I digress. What I am sure of is that my initial plunge into the deep end was a gateway into a watery world of self-discovery and has served as my reminder to wholeheartedly embrace challenges that arise. We have finally reached a culmination of efforts spent in so many more ways than just academia, the end game. And as we face our futures, we experience moments of hesitation, some longer than others. Regardless of how you feel, know that it doesn't matter how our journeys begin, if our paths begin by chance, if we jump in on our own, or if we need a little nudge. Understand that we may struggle to keep our heads above the water, but as soon as we dive into realizing our ambitions, a world of opportunity emerges. From these opportunities, we recognize the things that we are truly motivated by. We are responsible for seeking our own passions and exploration. We can't linger on the edge of the water, for allowing the hidden monster called fear to conquer you before ever even facing it is to surrender the battle before it has begun. In what has been more than just extensive years of education, we've learned to isolate our own voice from the chaos, to differentiate our true selves from what others perceive of us. We've carved our own identities. We are fully equipped to seize our chances. The sky is the limit, although please be sure to act within legal constraints, which I guess means you still can't use Clorox wipes in an ASD 20 classroom. Class of 2019, I hope you continue to inspire me, yourselves, and those around you. Jump in, the water's fine. Thank you.
Fellow graduates, teachers, parents, and administrators, today is the day to reflect on the past and think about the future. Looking back at our journey, we have so much to appreciate and be thankful for. Thank you, administrators, for providing us with a nurturing environment for self-development, and thank you, teachers, for a high-level education and motivation for excellence. Thanks to the hard work put forth by everyone, we are able to stand here today at another important milestone of life. We can also be thankful for the Rampart community that we are all a part of. Being within a community so devoted to excellence is a gift that many, unfortunately, do not receive. Without this community, we would not be offered the countless opportunities that we have for growth. Knowing that we always have the support and resources that we need for success evokes a feeling of pleasant encouragement. Contributing to this high-achieving community with high expectations is something we should all be proud of. Another factor that makes us stand out is our uniqueness. In my 4 years of walking down the hallways of Rampart High School, I have not witnessed anyone who is identical to any of their peers, whether it be in their past or their thoughts about the future. Everyone here has their own source of motivation and their own personal drive for achieving their goals. This shows that although we are nurtured by the warmth of our community, we are also just as strong as individuals. And that is something that will shine regardless of the gloomy weather that future challenges may threaten us with. Despite our different sources of motivation, everyone here has walked down a path towards success. All of us are gathered here today with the momentum that we have pieced together from all of our experiences. From this point on, it is important to kindle this fire that is this momentum and use it to move forward towards the success that is bound to occur in the future. I hope you move from today with a sense of accomplishment, but also an accompanied feeling of renewed motivation for future success. Congratulations, class of 2019.
All right, class of 2019, this is when it gets real, right here. Now, Mrs. Reynolds, it is with great pride that I present to you the members of the class of 2019. Woo! I hereby certify that these young men and women have met the requirements for graduation from Rampart High School and Academy School District 20 and are recommended to receive their diplomas.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarez. On behalf of the Board of Education of Academy District 20, I accept with pride and pleasure the 2019 graduating class of Rampart High School. Mr. Alvarez, thank you and your staff for an outstanding job.
Thank you, Mrs. Reynolds. If you would please just allow us a few moments to prepare the stage to graduate the class of 2019. We'll go ahead and move a few things around and start getting to the diplomas. Thank you.
Check. All right, ready to go? All right, man.
Yep. Got it, girl.
You go here first. Sorry. Oh, I see. Do it first. Are they doing it both times? They're doing it here and here? I see.
Deirdre, you ready? Deirdre, ready? Yeah. I'm ready. You ready? Natalie Hope Acanero.
Brianna Lynn Adams.
Jenna Marie Adams.
Sydney Jean Albright.
Taylor Jean Albright.
Emma Kathleen Alderman.
Turkey Al Hussein Al Hafzi.
Mason Bradley Anderson.
Keely Nicole Andrews.
Kelly Nicole Aslin.
Victoria Lynn Avery.
Sierra Madison Babb.
Veronica Marie Bear.
Anna Elizabeth Bear.
Christopher Ross Ballinger.
Eve Alea Albano Balamaceda.
Jessica Balraj.
Nathan Lee Barker.
Trinity Stephanie Bannister.
Luke Fernando Bastianson.
Colton Bernard Barton.
Joseph Charles Bay.
Valerie Lynn Battaglia.
Zoe Rose Beck.
Alexis Taylor Romero.
Dimitri Daniel Berger.
William Everett Becky.
Ishan Anu Bhat.
Ava Isabella Bertrand.
Michael Thomas Beaker.
Makenzie Lynn Bice.
Jacob Allen Bleskowski.
Amy Marlene Blair.
Ryan William Bloom.
Marie Huehua Bliss.
Isaiah Maurice Bordeaux.
Bailey Ann Bolt.
Haley Jolynn Boyle.
Connor Ryan Bowers.
Allison Cassidy Briner.
Gabriel Alexander Brackman.
Kaylee Hope Brown.
Andrew Harold Brott Jr.
Nicholas Scott Burkhart.
Madison Denise Buckridge.
Nicole Lauren Butler.
Dawson Lane Burns.
Brooke Christine Candia.
Calvert John Bystroff.
Vanessa Gislyn Carl.
Colby Bryce Carden.
Caleb Julian Carrasco.
Joseph Derek Carlson. I'm going to say the whole thing, Joshua, just how your mom wants it.
All right, ready? Haley Ann Casperson.
Joshua Philip Carrington Jr. I got you.
Rustin Shu Chang.
Xander Ryan Chambliss.
Umachandra Sharisai Chintalaru.
Nicholas James Chapelier.
Mykayla K. Collins.
Alexis Marie Salento.
Zachary Adam Conlon.
Megan Marie Comer.
Tiana Nicole Cross.
Owen Mateo Crispin.
Vincent Gaston Dana III.
Lexi Marie Crouch.
Caitlin Dion Davis.
Jessica Marie Darby.
Jacob William DeGarry.
Jonathan Dane Decker.
Ileana Lene DeLuca Finan.
Bryce Aaron Delahoy.
Aaron Collier Dewey.
Colleen Catherine Davino.
Jordan Niles Enriquez Directo.
Maria Jesus Diaz Cordova.
Emma Scott Downing.
Hunter Dylan Doty.
Michaela Rosemarie Duggan.
Grant Allen Drollinger.
Jasmine Michelle Dutton.
Rebecca Elizabeth Dunn.
Alexandra Marie Eade.
Marshall Kevin Erlin.
Brooke Ann Eubank.
Ready? Emily Jane Ellis.
Christopher Joseph Feldman.
Emily Patricia Zanfales.
Hunter Thomas Feltz.
Joshua Andrew Felton.
Mykayla Ray Fitzpatrick.
Virginia May Fiskey.
Jeremy Allen Flyshacker.
Luke Daniel Flancher.
Abigail Grace Flynn.
Jackson Matthew Flemmer.
Emily Elizabeth Fortune.
Samuel James Flowers.
Jared Allen Foster.
Devin Michael Ford.
Shivaraj Ganesh Pondian.
Faith Noel Foster.
Tanya Eileen Garcia.
Kiersten Ariella Frey.
Alana Nicole Garza.
Julia Elaine Garcia.
Ryan David Gassick.
Cameron Scott Garco.
Rebekah Noel Gilman.
Ariana Elise Garza.
Christian Patrick Glass.
Brock Ronald Gilliland.
Cheyenne Isabel Gonzalez.
Graziella Amelia Giudice.
Patrick Thomas Gould.
James Arthur Goring.
Tristan Kwong Moon Green.
Joshua Scott Gonzalez.
Mariah Alexis Grimaldo.
Christian Andrew Grantham.
Anastasia Rose Harder.
Thank you. Michaela Ann Gressy.
Addison Elizabeth Harris.
Jaden O'Neal Hall.
Makenzie Elizabeth Harris.
Zoe Ann Harper.
Isaac Byron Hatfield.
Jasmine Sophia Harris. Gotcha.
Madison Meese Hebrink.
Floyd Norman Heslett.
Allison K. Hetherington.
Say the middle one. J. Mari Udale Haywood.
Lauren Emily Hines.
Madison Nicole Heimlich.
Samantha Lynn Hole.
Alexandria Genesis Hill.
Elias. Sayed. Elias Sayed Hossein.
Brandon Kaylin Haraki.
Logan Thomas Highland.
Rachel Celine Hopper.
Marquise Arthur Jett. Hey, Haley.
Makenzie Gale Hull.
Haley Madison Johnson. All right, buddy.
Jacob Junwoo Jong.
Kingston Logo Kiamana Kinuole Kapua Tamaoi.
Now I'm laughing at him. Eliana Rose Johnson.
Sheridan Sydney Kates.
Megan Marie Johnson.
Strong. Justin Oren Kellum.
Urja Vijay Herkate.
Ibrahim Uzair Khan.
Sonia Carson Bai.
Kyle Allen Cloberdans.
Makayla Ann Kauffman.
Jillian Sky Knott.
Lawrence Sherelle Kershaw Jr.
Chloe Marie Kraft.
Hi. Ryan Andrew Kintz.
Robin Marie Lamoureux.
Abigail Louise Knarr.
Brian Allen Lancey.
Daniel Keegan Koch.
Nicholas Anthony Layton.
All right, ready? Lindsay Elise Kutzner.
Brendan Thomas Leonard.
Abigail Jocelyn Lancaster.
Brandon Allen Lewis.
Saul Andreas Lares Bonilla.
Andrea Riley Lira.
Emma Payton Lehman.
Adam Kim Lockland.
I got you. Austin Alexander Keith Lepo.
Damian Lopez.
Isaac Noel Likens.
Patricia Rose Lucero.
Devin Thiang Lowe.
Bannon Detrey Lundy. What's up, buddy?
Emma Hope Long.
Camden Christian Mays.
Kayla Christine Lucas.
Dylan Alexander Maiden.
Edward Francis Lundberg IV.
Nichelle Kylie Malone.
Isabella Rose MacDonald.
Stephen James Marley.
Mackenzie Lee Mala.
Daniel Kinzo Martins.
Chloe Renee Major.
Alana Morgan Matthews.
Tyra May Phillips Marlar.
Harley Lorraine McCorkle.
Juan Carlos Martinez.
Olivia Faith McCreary.
Ryan James Matheny.
Gavin Connor Means.
Molly Ann McCabe.
Sydney Allison Meisner.
Jeremiah Antoine McCree.
Anthony Michael Miles.
Clay James McDonald.
Ryan James Morse.
Madison Bell McMichael.
Chloe Starr Mullis.
Johnny Charlize Kyle Mel.
Keshav Nambiar.
Luka Melnyk.
Isaac Charles Neto.
Emily Madison Miller.
Phoenix Elizabeth Noel.
Tegan Cole Taylene Moy.
Kiera Lynn Odell.
Abigail Abigail Murray.
Sophia Rose O'Rourke.
Rohan Nandakumar.
Braden Selig Overholt.
Alexander Kwa Win Lopez.
Robert James Owens.
Marla Carmelie Nowlin. Ready?
Gracie Ray Pate.
Dillon Robert Dwayne O'Neal.
Anthony Sebastian Pantoa Cassidy.
Kaylee Marie Ortiz.
Emily Ann Parker.
Madison Riley Overmyer.
Hunter Dennis Parkhill.
Crystal Lynn Page.
Jacob Elias Pavlika.
Ashley Megan Palmer.
Pedrin. Luke Aaron Pedrin.
Aubrey Nicole Park.
Brennan Raymond Perez.
Ryan Scott Parker.
Paige Elise Petty.
Tejas Patil.
Chow Nok Bang Pham.
Jordan Diana Peak.
Nathaniel Lee Phillips.
Gabrielle Athena Peltier.
Risa Grace Pollock.
Amelia Bryn Peterson.
Heather Coralie Powers.
Taylor Nicole Fair.
James Peter Riley.
Colin Michael Phillips.
Carson Christian Resendez.
Simon Robert Phillips.
Caitlin Alexis Riley.
William Dunham Pope.
Ryan Jonathan Ritter.
Maya Miko Raby.
Keisha Ray Rogers.
Angelica Reyes.
Juliet Makenzie Romans.
Caitlin Jean Ryden.
Kaylee Olivia Rookie.
Alana Jasmine Reinhardt.
Brendan James Rowland.
Aaliyah Rain Roane.
Caitlin Joy Ruckman.
Andreas Ricardo Rodriguez.
Chase Hunter Strabe Samuels.
Christopher Romero Flores.
Brandon Aries Sanger.
Brianna Diane Rowe.
Madeline May Scher.
Andrew Stone Rubidoux.
Paxton Cole Schreiber. Cyphers.
Eris Keone Rush.
Kimber Ann Cyphers.
Christopher Devin Sanchez.
Holden B. Seligson.
Trinity Morgan Shank.
Brady Patrick Shanahan.
Kayla Nicole Schill.
Joseph Tyler Sheasley.
Sarah Cheyenne Shoop Galati.
Jesse Richard Simmons.
Kalinda Anastasia Skura.
Ryan Josiah James Simons.
Blake Hunter Sellers.
Gretchen Ann Smith.
Javian Lagardo Shannon.
Matthew Kieran Smith.
Dustin David Adam Schertz.
Tucker Kelly Smock.
Katie Eileen Simmons.
Lucas Jordan Spencer. Sorry, Lysander.
Brianna Nicole Seipolt.
Jean-Luc Lysander Stamp.
Malia Jalen Smith.
Raymond Wade Stapleton.
Molly Elizabeth Smith.
Cassidy Lynn Steese.
Kaylee Marie Snyder.
Nicholas Ryan Stephen.
Ready? Foster Allen Spenlove.
Kevis Jamel Stewart.
Ready? Mason Terrence Standring.
Isabella May Stone.
Maya Louisa Stasak.
Derek Eduardo Strong.
Sage Mackenzie Stenhaug.
Cassidy Lee Swart.
Alana Marie Stevens.
Sarah Lynn Switzer.
Abigail Helen Stimmel.
Jasmine Alexis Cezur.
Logan Phoenix Stone.
Leah Tamarez.
Abigail Rose Sulpizio.
Ethan Alexander Temby.
Kaya Ann Sweat.
Jacob Isaiah Weston Thomas.
Ready? Cameron Austin Sykes.
Lizette Tamaya Toiva.
Julian Peter Tagatak.
Sarah Anja Tomovich.
Mia Tamarez.
Kendra Christine Ray Tremper.
Eong Hye Tai.
Vincent Win Trong.
Bailey Nicole Thompson.
Jacob Daniel Turley.
Sila Yukino Todd.
Axel Pierman Ulrich.
Haley Elizabeth Tornquist.
Michael Anthony Vega Ramos.
Carson Miguel Trujillo.
Alex Paul Walton.
Zachary Antonio Tuggle.
Anna Lisette Waters.
I got you. Julia Kelly Edinburgh.
Keyshawn Xavier Watts.
Nathan Carl Van Wee.
Vivian Louise Weldon.
Levi Garrett Vreeman.
Lily Christina Whitbeck.
Taylin Renee Worth.
Brandon Scott White.
Ian Keith Watkins.
Ian David Charles Wilkinson.
Lydia Grace Weiss.
Haley Beth Wilson.
Nathaniel Morgan Westlake.
Withier. Kia Grace Withier.
Austin Jerome White.
Logan Christian Zelasco.
Cameron Jacob White. Anthony Maurice Williams Jr. Brennan Tyler Retland. Taylor Stephen Zeiger. Rebecca Michelle Stevens. Ethan Wesley Meyer. Brendan David Fluelling. Edena Hui Chen. David Ware Gao. Vanessa Rosemary Addison. And Abigail Christine Wolverton.
Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. Welcome to being an alumni for the class of 2019. I can't tell you what a pleasure it is. As we wrap up our ceremony tonight, staff, if you would go ahead and start your recess out. We're going to be letting our graduates, will be right behind you. Parents and guests, if you could please stay in your seats until we dismiss the graduates, as we're going out a little bit of a different way this year. That it's important that you stay in your seats for the safety of our graduates and just movements of our staff. With that, class of 2019, we wish you nothing but the best. Please move your tassels from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. You are now alumna. Congratulations, good night to all, and thank you for attending. Drive home safe, please.